Hi, Vincent. I'm Shelley Wade with 94.7 The Block, Audacy. I was just talking to you before the interview started about, I believe the first time I became familiar with you was when you starred in The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. And your roles have been so varied, and Law and Order, Criminal Intent, and now this one, Lift. Do you find a lot of joy out of doing such diverse characters, and which kind is more fun for you, like action comedy like this or something serious like The Cell?
I like it all. I've always liked it all. I've done that my whole career. There just is, if I think I can help tell the story, then I'm into it.
I loved all your different characters in The Lift. Which one of the characters was your favorite to play?
I think Oliver was who's the least seen, but he was the most fun to play, I think.
And I know, when I first saw you, and you were saying Oliver, but you didn't do Oliver at that scene. And then when you finally came in, I'm like, yes, we finally meet Oliver.
Yeah.
Really
cool.
fun.
Cool. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Hi guys, I'm Julia. I do a national show for Audacy and loved the movie. Loved how, just action-packed comedy, there's a little bit of romance to it. What drew each of you to wanting to be a part of Lift?
Oh, it's for me, you got F. Gary Gray, Vincent D'Onofrio, Kevin Hart, Jean Reno, you got Europe. Yeah, that's an easy answer for me.
You saw the cast, you're like, I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, again, F sent me the script. I originally auditioned for a different character. I didn't get approved for the character from the high-ups, and they were like, F was like, I really want to work with you, and do you mind?
Thank God.
Yeah. Dude, they were.
We wouldn't have hung out as much.
No, we wouldn't have. Yeah, exactly. F offered me Magnus, and there was, not really much on the page there at the time, but he'd let me play, and again, working with such talented people like this, it just cultivates such a beautiful environment to grow and build something, and you're inspired to dream a little bigger and play a little more. It was nice.
Your character was fun.
Thank you. You're fun.
Thanks. Well, when you saw, who was in it and that drew you to wanting to be a part of it, was there anybody that you were kind of intimidated by, but you wanted to work with really badly?
Vincent. Yeah.
Of course.
Gee.
Yeah.
Gee.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think, I've had, for me, at least in my career, I've had the opportunity to actually work with a lot of quote unquote big names, and your job is to show up and work and do it properly. And I hate when people don't, so I don't have that practice. I show up and do my job.
Yeah. What about you? What drew you to Lift?
Well, I auditioned for it all the way from Korea. I remember I sent in the audition tape thinking, how cool would it be to be part of an international heist crew, right? And then I got the role, and I only knew Kevin on the casting. And I met all of them on the first night of our first reading. And ever since then, it's just been a dream. They were amazing ensemble. We had natural chemistry every time we were on set, off camera and on camera. And we just became really good friends. And I feel blessed.
Didn't we all get together that first night?
Yeah.
That was the first night we had a lunch sort of together.
Yeah, but then we went to that restaurant.
And
then you had
What did I do?
Nothing.
Whatever you have to know now.
I don't think
It really says no. It's definitely no. Yeah, he doesn't usually say no. So when he says no, it's no.
It's a no.
No, but it started off a relationship between all of us, that first read through to that first dinner, and then, oh yes, I remember. and then we just kept meeting every evening. I mean, we really did see each other every day, whether we were on camera or off, and it started a great relationship where our chemistry. You probably, guys, I'm sure you hear this a lot when you do interviews, but we had this complete effortless personal kind of relationships, all of us together, so that when we were on camera, we didn't have to act that at all, not at all. And that's just, the more you don't have to act, the easier it is to play your part,
Watching you guys, it really did feel like you were family, your chosen family.
Yeah. It was, none of us had met before ever. That's rare for me. Usually I know one or two people, This, I didn't know anybody. It was fresh, and but immediately we all just started to get to know each other. It was like that every day, and no matter what country we were in or where we were, or what scenes we were doing or anything. It was really
it's also like the friendship, like, in big ensemble piece, a lot of times you're not the focus of the scene, and you're like in the background, you're being a part of it, but it gives you a natural like liberation and freedom to play in the background and discover more of the story for your character and where you live.
I bet y'all had some crazy outtakes.
Oh my gosh.
I would love to see those outtakes.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It
about
was
to.
so same. I want to see him too. And then again, Kevin too. Like, he's so funny. He would riff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure a lot of them could actually be released.
No, I don't think so.
But there are
Director's cut, maybe?
Yes.
We're going to do a
There's some
director's
really
cut.
crazy, funny stuff.
It seems like y'all were in some beautiful locations, though, on this film.
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
How many different countries did you guys visit to this film?
4?
Four.
Was it 4? Well, London was,
Ireland,
Belfast.
Italy.
Dublin,
yeah.
The Alps.
England, Italy.
The Alps, right?
Alps. But that was in Italy as well. That was the
Yeah.
Dolomites,
Okay.
like right by there.
Cortina, Venice.
Was there any place that you guys went that you've never been before, and when you got off the plane, you was like,
Belfast.
wow. Belfast for you?
Yeah.
Belfast. Like it,
I had been near Belfast before, but never where we were shooting.
yeah, and that city like really took care of us. Like they really did. It was wonderful. They welcomed us. It was a nice
I
time.
kind of weirdly missed that.
I
place.
know. I look back at it and like
We hubbed out of the city of Belfast. We
Okay.
shot all around it, and I guess we shot a bit in it. And then, but we all stayed Billy didn't, but it seemed like he stayed there. We all stayed at this place called the Culloden, which is like this castle. And
it was so good.
Too many memories.
we got to
there.
know the staff so well.
Uh-huh.
Just, every night we'd spend a few hours, way too long, because we were supposed to go to sleep for our call the next morning.
Yeah.
But we'd all sit together and have drinks and eat. They only had a few things to eat.
Soup.
We made the best of it. We could soup was big, and soup was big. Salmon was big. Salmon
yeah.
and rice was big. Yeah, and it was just great. Yeah, we stayed all these places, but even in Venice and in Cortina, we
Cortina's stunning. Stupidly beautiful. The
It looks
mountains.
beautiful. It was
Yeah.
shot beautifully, too.
I was very jealous. Every scene, I was like, my passport ain't getting the love that it deserves. Listen, I am Poet Taylor, host of Midday Shenanigans out of the good old Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
What I loved about Lift was the family aspect of it, and that y'all were literally breaking the rules for all the right reasons. So I want to ask, when was there a time in real life, not on screen, that you broke the rules, but it was for a good reason and a good cause?
What happens a lot? I was like every day rules are meant to be broken. I think
Yeah.
there's you can't find your limits without stepping past them, I guess, or whatever.
I can imagine
rules
it
are.
happens a lot on set for Billy.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys had so much fun. And we had a great time watching it. I
Good.
thoroughly
That's
enjoyed
what
it.
I
I'm
hope.
sorry, my name is Ed Lover.
Hey, Ed.
And it seems like there could be another. I could see.
Yeah.
Has it been discussed? Maybe another.
Your
three,
lips to
4.
God's ears or whatever you call it. Like, yeah, let it happen. I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat. It was just so
for sure.
fun. It was a great opportunity. Sorry, I just went off.
Yeah, you
It's cool.
It happens. It happens.
It's cool. Billy's like, yeah, cha-ching. Yeah.
No, I wasn't thinking
Hell
like that.
yeah, let's do
As
some
an
more of
actor,
these.
you can we were talking in another interview earlier today about they're like prestigious films or live act or like big action movies and stuff like that. You can have the depth of character, you can have the depth of story in here. I think constructing this story for seeing Kevin in this whole new light. Basically, it's a great look on him, I think.
Yeah.
And to see him go on that journey as a full character, it can still live in these big action films. And not be dumbed down to, just like popcorn eating entertainment.
I like the fact that we got to know each and every character. Like you felt like you knew who that person was.
Very
it wasn't
relatable.
just like this person is the expert in this and Magnus is doing this, but you don't really get to know who he is.
Yeah.
And we kind of felt like with each and every one of y'all, we knew who you were and what you were all about.
Okay, that's good.
You kind of felt that coming off the screen.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that part of it.
It was very relatable. You felt like you knew the characters, or I could pinpoint my brother would do something like that. Oh, that's my own girl, always tinkering with something. But I want to talk about your characters and how each person definitely had their own superpower. What goes into making it believable that you know all these pieces, these parts, these moves, and the way it's supposed to be done?
I think I had to practice a lot in between breaks because I am not very good with technology or machineries in real life. I have a hard time with my phone even. So to make my character and Vincent believable, I had to be familiar with all the props that I play with in the film. So I spent a lot of time playing with them.
You did a great job. You
did a great job.
Yeah.
You can fly my plane anyway when I get one.
Yeah.
What I wanted to know, we kind of touched on it earlier about, like the shenanigans behind the scenes. I was kind of hoping, because it was so fun watching you guys. I was hoping at the end we'd see, those outtakes, while the credits were rolling.
I did too. I was hoping.
So I would love for you guys to tell me, even if it was something, I know a lot of
innocent.
Yeah, even if it's pranks, I would love for you guys to share with me, I guess each of you, your favorite fun moment while you were filming, whether it was on screen or off.
Working with like actors like this, it was always like, again, working with Vincent is a dream for me. It really is. It's a dream.
Aww.
And where you like, the way you play with each other is by pushing each other. You try to get them in the scene. You try to go even further and push the story even deeper and more profound, and find how can we color it even more. And that challenge back and forth that's the fun part for me, if that makes sense. Yeah, of course we messed up, or I messed up more than he did because I laughed so much. But yeah, it is. It's just like, how can you just up the ante just a little more as an actor? It's
There was a lot of inside jokes between a few of us, Ursula, Yoonji, Billy, myself, and Vivek. We had a lot of inside jokes because we hung out the most. And so while we were shooting, there was a lot of unsaid dialogue going on. And that was really fun for me. Like I every one of them, I can just, now just thinking about it, like I remember while the camera is rolling, while scenes are happening, when something would happen in the scene, I would look to Billy would look back to me, there would be an inside joke that we were actually saying. The same with Yoonji, Ursula, and Vivek was off in his own world, but he was always present during these moments too.
Yeah.
And it's nice when that happens, because you can look to your castmate, and it's odd because real life is not like that. There's no camera rolling, so there's a scene happening, a scripted scene. There's a little, maybe a slight area of improvisation, but not really. But then all of this information that you accumulated between, in this case, the five of us, and just to have that present during the scenes and be able to look at each other in the eyes and see it during the scene while the cameras are rolling, it was always so much fun, because you don't get that a lot.
It
It reminds me of like, you've done theater. You obviously you do a lot of stage work as well, but like years of the fun part with doing stage work or something like that, which can be related in the same situation, is you're doing a play. You can be having a full conversation with a castmate, unrelated to the play that you're performing in the moment, and that's always the fun duality of that world. That you have a language going on that it's just intangible for people.
The thing that's different in theater is that the audience has no idea.
Has no idea.
That you're talking about where you're going to have a drink later.
Yeah, exactly.
And the scene is about how father treats us. Or something. It's like, or the
person in the third row being annoying.
But if you've had experience like Billy has, and the rest of us, it's in a film you can do the same sort of thing without changing the scene or altering anybody's performance or anything.
Yeah.
But the camera sees everything.
I love that you mentioned your female co-stars, and I have to direct this question. You watch action movies, and a lot of time the hyper focus is on the men and all the great things they do. I love that Lift showcased women in a way that I'm not used to seeing. How is that for you? And how does it feel to be supported by the male cast to be like, yeah, let the women rock out and shine and show their superpowers? Because you really, like, we get our pieces here and there, but to see women prominent, the heist, like, it wouldn't have happened, nothing would have happened without the women who were leading the charge. So to see that, for me, was so empowering.
I think it was easy on this film specifically because we did have such a good chemistry. We weren't forcing anything. No one was trying to stand out or no one was trying to steal someone's spotlight. It just came so naturally that I loved the fact that each of our characters got the moments that it needed to explain the story of the character. And it's not just the female. I think it was all the characters that was like thoroughly shown through the film, which I was very happy to be part of, because it's not like that in every project that you participate in.
Those days are gone now, and thank God. You know, like I just think about the last few films I've done or the last few television shows. And those days are gone. You know, like most of the stuff that I've done recently, the woman sped the lead of the film. I just finished a series that's coming out called Echo. January 10th, it's coming out with Marvel and Disney Plus, and it was written by a woman, directed by women. The lead star is Alekwa Cox, who is an amputee and deaf in real life, and she's the lead. And I just watched this amazing kick-ass fight scene that she did, which is like unbelievable, and like these days, I see guys in films doing fight scenes, and you're like, that guy could never do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was watching Alekwa in this scene the other day, and I'm like, holy fuck, like she can kick ass. Like I would be like, whoa, okay. So it's you know, I have to say, I know this probably sounds silly that I would say this, or maybe typical of an actor to say in front of a camera, but you know, these days, because everybody has to be so happy about diversity. But the truth is that show, Echo, is one of the best shows I've run by women I've ever been on in my life. It went so smoothly. It was written so good. The creativity was so great. And then it, you know, comes back to this group here. I mean, there was complete diversity as far as where we're from countries, except for you and I. We're the ugly Americans. Always.
Yeah, of course.
but there's this, you know, Ursula and Junji, and like we were all just completely equal and cared for each other equally the same. And it was nice to see when Ursula and you had a camaraderie, when I would see you having camaraderie with Billy or Vivek. Vivek's an outliner, I think. Yeah. Just because if you knew him, you would understand. He's such a sweetheart. But you know, it's so nice that you asked that question, and I think those days are gone forever.
Yeah, as long as it's always story and character driven first, like we don't have to have that debate anymore. Like I think it's just encourage people to tell their stories that need to be told, and told it appropriately. And like. Yeah.
And what you guys are describing to me sounds like the perfect definition of an ensemble.
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, it's one of the things that attracted me to the movie was that we were all diverse. We were all from different countries, and
it worked. It wasn't trying to like shoehorn something in there. It was actually like using it. Yeah,
you know, because in the old heist movies, I hate to say it, even though they're like great movies, it's, you know, everybody's white
and male.
You know, unless they're the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the driver.
I think, and that's why, between the diversity of the characters and just seeing women in that role, and to your point, over the past couple of years, I'm a moviegoer. So to see something that I didn't see growing up, I didn't see myself as a superhero per se. So to be able now to be in these spaces where I'm sitting with my nieces, and they're like, "Oh wow! Not only can I be the president, I can do a heist. I can do a couple of things.
That's great."
So that spoke to me, and I am just excited for everyone else to see this film, to get that feeling of seeing yourself represented in a way that you normally wouldn't. Like, there's no one who's going to go to the movie and not see themselves on that screen, and I hope that that's a seed planted through Hollywood and beyond.
I mean, you can't say enough about it. It's really amazing. I was, when we do press for Godfather of Harlem, I remember the first year, the junket that we did after the first year. I'm sitting there and I'm on stage, and there's like 12 of us on stage because it's a big cast, and we're sitting in front of this audience, and they're asking us questions, and we're on this panel, and I'm looking at I was at the very end of the table, and I'm looking at the rest of my cast, and somebody asked me a question, and instead of answering the question, I said out loud, "I'm the only white person on this show." This is really something, you guys.
Right.
This is amazing. I'm staring at the faces of my comrades and this row of talented people, and I'm like, fuck, I could, it was like a genuine moment. That was like 5 years ago or something when that happened. When that first came out after the first season, it was really quite something. It was
we sincerely hope that we get another lift.
Yeah, sure.
I'm here for it.
We're in.
Really,
Franchise.
I'm sorry.
I liked it.
I needed to know about the origin stories, the trip to Paris. I was like,
all the way back.
All the way back.
How the crew got together.
Wouldn't that be fun?
How you ended up in your
That'd be
individual
so much
superpowers
fun.
and specialties.
So we need some prequels, some sequels.
Then all the gold, then the gold comes out the water, and they come the helicopters, and they take the gold from y'all, and y'all gotta get, we need some more.
You done wrote a whole.
You're writing the script, yes.
Come on, write the spec.
We working on it. We working on this over here.
Cool.
Thank y'all so much
Thank you.
for your time,
Thank
your energy,
you.
and your
Thank you,
talent.
guys.